Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. To those of you new to the channel, thank you for joining me on today's hunt. In just a few minutes, we're going to be doing the drawing for the Amazon bow giveaway. So y'all make sure and stick with us for that. Today we're hunting wild hogs on a 50 to 100 acre property right here in southeast Texas. This property owner is absolutely fed up with these feral hogs destroying he and his wife's lawn and garden. He wants us to eradicate every hog that we possibly can. As y'all can see, I am blacked out today, which means I'll be inside an enclosed blind for this hunt. We have a southeast wind, which is blowing perfectly from the feeder to this blind we have set up, and this is late February. We have this Tidewee pop-up blind set up specifically for this wind. Recently, one of our viewers commented that he'd like to see a G5 Deadmeat broadhead tested out on a wild hog. So that's exactly what we have in our quiver today, is the 100 grain 1.5 inch cut version of that exact broadhead. I'll post Amazon links in the description of this video for some of the products we're using, including those broadheads. I'm really interested to see what sort of performance we'll get out of this after it does damage to a wild hog. If you have a certain broadhead that you'd like to see tested out on these hogs, then leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Before we get into this hunt, as y'all know, I like to start out with a verse for the day. We're going to go over this verse very quickly, and then we're going to go straight to the drawing. Today's verse of the day comes from Proverbs 22:6, which says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old, he will not depart from it." This verse has really resonated with me through the years as a parent. I have given and I continue to give my best to lead my children to a relationship with Jesus, starting at a very young age. Now, my beliefs on this apply to everyone, but especially as a girl dad, I want to encourage you to get your children plugged into a good Bible-based church youth program. Take the time to kneel with your children each night in prayer before bed, and do your best to lead by example in your everyday adult life. These kids are always watching, and they want to be just like you. A Christian upbringing accompanied by parents doing their best to teach good moral values will give them a fighting chance when the teenage peer pressures come at them head on. I challenge each one of you to give a good church an opportunity, even if it just starts out that you're doing it for the kids' benefit. Give it a shot. All right, let's shoot back to the house, and we are going to do the drawing for the bow giveaway. All right, guys, we are back in the home office. I'm sitting here in front of my computer now. We are about to do the drawing. I just wanted to give a brief overview for those of you new to the channel. What we are giving away is the bow that we used in our very last video. I did a video using Amazon's cheapest 70-pound adult bow. I took it out hunting to prove that you could have success without spending a fortune in money. And what I challenged my viewers to do is, if they left a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button, they will be eligible for a drawing for this bow. So that's what we are about to draw. But again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. This won't be my last giveaway. I'm going to try to do this at least annually. So y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down there, ring that notification bell, so you get notified each time we drop a new video and you don't miss the next drawing. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on our computer. All right, so let's go to the internet. We are going to go to the Amazon's cheapest bow video. We need to copy that link to that. And now we are going to go over to pickawinner.co. We need to paste that link in here. Then fetch. We don't want to include replies. Most of those are myself. Anything goes. Continue. We've got 24 comments that are by people other than myself. Only one entry per person, and the winner is 3, 2, 1. Logie Burr. All right, Logie Burr, congratulations on your new Amazon bow. Whether you're going to keep this bow or pass it along to a friend or family member, I truly hope that this bow introduces and gets someone involved in the world of archery and bow hunting, and gets them out in God's great creation. So reach out to me. The best way to do that is through my Facebook page, this page right here. Just like the page and send me a messenger, or I also have an email down in the description of this video, and I will have your bow shipped out to you ASAP. All right, we have an exciting hunt today where we test out this new broadhead. So let's head straight out to the blind now. As this hog is about to come out, I want y'all to keep an eye on a couple things. And remember that I do not have a camera operator. I am self-filming this hunt. So the first aspect I have to do is get the hog, wherever he has moved to, centered up in the frame of the camera, and then pick my bow up, draw it back, and execute the shot. So as you see this hog come out, he was moving quite erratically. Typically when a hog comes out, they will freeze a few times. They will check the wind with their nose, look for scents that don't belong. They will listen. This hog was not like that. It was consistently moving. Every second and a half, 2 seconds, it was moving, 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 which made it quite a challenge to get the camera centered up and the hog in the middle of the frame and draw my bow back. And now I'm just waiting for the perfect broadside shot without any obstructions between myself and the hog, including these metal feeder legs. After about 3 minutes of watching this hog's movements, I felt like I could predict the pattern of the hog. I decided to center up underneath the feeder, and I was going to draw my bow back, and as soon as the hog came to a stop, I was going to let an arrow fly in the vitals. That arrow impacted that hog significantly higher than where my pin was settled on its vitals. So what happened? I settled my pin right on the vitals where the V-shaped void is in the bone structure. I began to squeeze the trigger on my release to let an arrow fly right when the hog moved like this. With this misfortune, I was not optimistic about our chances of success. But hang on, I think y'all are going to be just as surprised as I was at the result. All right, I just hopped down from the blind. As I said a few minutes ago, I jumped down and grabbed the arrow pretty quickly. And this was the point of impact. The arrow stuck straight in the ground. And I saw the hog disappear over here. Some of the red stuff. He's letting it out pretty heavy. These leaves are absolutely painted. Look at this. He is gushing. And there he is. Wow. That was a devastating hit. Oh yeah. All right, let me get him pulled out of here. Get this broadhead cleaned up somewhat. The blades feel fairly dull. They did come sharp right out of the box. If you see right here where my finger's pointing, this blade took a good bend. Right there. Pretty good bend. Let's see how this goes back into original position. This bent one right here still give me a little trouble. It's not quite locking in. So they do sell replacement blades, but in my case, this is going to be one and done. All right, everybody's happy. I'm actually having a barbecue this weekend, so this is perfect timing for this hog right here. I text the landowner that I got one of his hogs that's been destroying his lawn, and he couldn't be any happier as well. I got this hog cleaned up best I could, which was not an easy task. That V2 dead meat did some catastrophic damage on the exit side, which was surprising. Looking at the veins of the arrow, I was quite concerned that I didn't get the right vitals that I was after. I didn't know what had happened. These hogs have really thick coats during January, February, especially around here. And a lot of times on the fixed blades, the hole will seal back up and you just won't have much of a trail at all to follow these hogs and track them, which was why I was looking at opportunity to try an expandable out here, which I'm very pleased with that result. But I believe that's what happened to the veins on the arrow, where that extremely thick hair wiped the blood off that arrow. So that's why we got sort of a false impression what vitals the arrow actually passed through. That broadhead did some massive damage. The BT was incredibly easy to follow through the woods, led me right to the hog. You couldn't have painted a trail any better. So overall, that broadhead will keep its spot in my quiver. Long term, I want to try it on some bigger animals, or bigger hogs specifically, and see how it performs. I like that 1.5 inches isn't quite too big, and it's not as small as a fixed blade, so I really want to see what kind of damage that can do in the future. I couldn't be any happier with this hunt. This ended well. Matter of fact, one of my viewers suggested that broadhead in a previous video, and if you'd like to see a certain broadhead tried out, make sure you leave me a comment down there. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'm shooting an Easton Axis 5mm arrow, 530 grains, and that broadhead was 100 grains. I know somebody's curious about that, so I wanted to make sure I got it in there. If you enjoy this type of content, you want to see more of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. Ring that notification bell so you get notified each time we drop a new video. Thank y'all for joining me, and God bless each one of you.